Hello, hello. Nobody's in here yet. That is okay. Um. Oh, hello. Hello, hello. How are you? How was your week? How was your weekend? I can see the chat, maybe. Oh, and they're gone. Um, but my weekend was pretty good. I got to watch uh some shows and stuff. So, pretty exciting. Pretty fun, pretty cool. Um, yeah, I'm just waiting until it is actually 10. Um, so, puppy, to actually start. I think we have about 5 more minutes. Um, but yeah, my weekend was pretty good. Um, my week was fine. I was rewatching Supernatural. Love that show. Had some people over. They hadn't seen it before, so it was pretty exciting. Jackson, please stop licking yourself. Jackson, stop. Um. So yeah, it was pretty fun. Um. Mostly just working though, to be honest. Uh. Started making TikToks again, but that was pretty much my week, my weekend. Um. But yeah, it was fun. It was exciting. Um. So I don't really know what to do. I mean, we still have like 4 minutes left, but I might just get right into it. Um, because I don't really know what else to talk about because there's nobody here. That's okay. Um, do you guys like this though? I thought that it was pretty cute when I first made it because I have like fountain inks. Hold on. Because I have some of these like fountain inks, not sponsored or anything, but um, they're very fun to play around with. I started playing around with them in my 17th sketchbook. Definitely going to continue into my 18th sketchbook, but I'm not even done with my 17th yet. Ugh. But you know, but yeah, I liked this one, and then I also really liked this one, but because I see a lot of streamers have stuff that are like this, and I wanted to have that too, so people knew what was going on. Um, but I think I'm ready to get into the special sketchbook tour for sure, for sure. Um, and that is my like on the go sketchbook. I guess I can probably put it in right here. Oh god, you can't see that. Let me just move this camera up a little bit. Yeah, I am using my I don't even know what it's called, but it's like one of those things that can kind of like that'll like what are they called? I don't know. All right, I might stand for this tour. It might make it a little bit easier for me to see. Okay. Let's just do some adjusting. Okay. But yeah, this is my like on the go sketchbook tour. Okay, this is the first one that I have made. It's not really like a travel sketchbook. It's just like my on the go, take this, leave it in my car type sketchbook. Um, but I think I started this either in 2022 or in 2023. I didn't actually write down the start date for this one, which is kind of upsetting, but that's okay. It is what it is. It's also very shiny because I think I like sprayed it with some kind of like sealant to try to make sure that the stickers would stay, that this wouldn't chip, and all of that fun stuff, but you know, It didn't really work as well as I expected it, but sometimes that happens. Um, so yeah, so this took me like 3-ish years to finish because again, it would be like, right before I would have to go into work. Like I would sit in the parking lot and I would just doodle until it was time for me to go in. Um, or before Joanne's left, that was kind of my I would go there because my local Joanne's had like a like creator studio. Um, and so they had like a lot of like art supplies and stuff that were like out and about for people to just come and grab and use. So that's kind of what I did in a couple of the pages, but it's all out of order. It's kind of like a messy sketchbook. um but I can get into like some of these stickers. So we have Milky Tomato for these three, and I think for this one, this one, this one, and this one, um, I want to say it's Heck Senden. I feel like I completely butchered that one um, on Instagram, but I don't think that they sell stickers anymore. Uh, but still, really cool artists really like them. Um, and then I made this one, this one, this one, and obviously I painted on the sketchbook as well. And then on the spine here, I'll try to, I think all of, well, except for this one's Smoky Tomato, but these two are other artists, because I think I only had those two artist stickers at the time. So more stickers here. I actually made this bear sticker, this clown girl sticker, and this angel bear sticker, because I was going to start selling stickers like super early on when I first started drawing, but I probably won't make any artistic merch for a little while. I want to get better at drawing first. At least like a little bit more confident and more consistent, I guess. But yeah, so that takes care of that. We can get started. I didn't want to get doxxed. So like I said, it's pretty out of order. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that this is like in frame. We'll just nudge that over. Yeah, so I wrote sometime in 2022, but like looking back, it might have been closer to 2023. But then I ended March 6th of this year, actually, of 2025. So that's kind of crazy. And then I just have like a bunch of doodles here. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. But I had drew like some Eggman, because I kind of obsessed with Sonic, for anyone who doesn't know. Just like some other like random character doodles. I think I tried to draw a bike here just to see if I could. Some like horse creature thing. Wow, I feel like the lighting here is like really bad. Let me see if I can. That makes it a little, I don't know. The lighting in this room in general is like pretty bad. Like the lights are on in the room. You can't even tell. But yeah, and then I have like a little Karopi. I drew him a lot in this as well. And I'm trying to see like Puchacos here. And then just like other random little doodles. And then I guess apparently this page was started October 7th, 2024, which is kind of crazy because this is like, the first page of the sketchbook. But like I said before, it's kind of out of order. But yeah, so I don't know who this is, but I was kind of like having fun, just kind of like messing with hair around this time. This is a character from a story that I was gonna write, and then I'm kind of like changing it up so he doesn't really look like that. But I haven't even like really started that story just yet, but maybe someday. And then here I have a horse pony creature sorts. I drew this bunny because I think around this time was also whenever I made a digital piece that I think I've also posted on my community tab. But that one was really like fun. And then I think we're gonna get into this little guy. Either no, I think maybe I've already talked about him, but he's kind of like my vent Sona, I guess. So I was like trying to figure out how else I want him to look. And then over here, just like some random characters. I feel like I draw this like little ant guy a lot. This guy right here. But yeah, got like this like dog, got a bear, got a building. You know, just some stuff. Oh, this I don't even think was like my start yet, but around this time I definitely really wanted this type of eye to be like my art style, but let me just tell you, no, I had to get rid of drawing eyes because I would get so focused on trying to make them look correct to the point where like I wouldn't draw anything else. So I think that's why I started using eyes like a little bit more like this, because it would make them simple and I could like see where they were on the face, and then I could kind of focus on trying to learn how to draw, heads and torsos and arms, all of that stuff. So if you're ever, that would be my advice to people for sure. Would be that they should, start simple and then kind of start to grow from there, because I think that it will help you with unity, I guess. I don't know. But this drawing I still kind of like. But yeah, I think maybe this was my first page. I don't know. But that's okay. So like I said, I would go to my local Joann's before they died. Rest in peace. Because they had like that like creator studio thing, and they had like those dot marker things, and I still really kind of want some, but I'm currently trying to kind of go through all of my art supplies that I have currently because I have so much. Like I have like a lot of colored pencils. I think I have like a lot of crayons and markers and stuff that I can use up. So I don't want to spend the money just yet, but I would really like to get into using those. But yeah, I drew a lot of Karopi because, again, I think he was like something that I was comfortable drawing, especially in public. And then I drew my OC Marmalade before her redesign, and Jam as well. He was actually my first like favorite OC, and then I like really started to love drawing Marmalade more. But yeah, I wanted to stick with like a pink and green theme for this page. And then this page, obviously, different time. But I think, okay, so I think around this time, I was like at a family function of sorts. And then like everything else kind of came out like way after that. And I think you can kind of even tell the difference between like, the me and then like another me. And then I would also like doodle some horses, just because I thought that they were fun, but also I feel like I kept getting a lot of like My Little Pony fan art. And like when I was a kid, I loved that show, and I really like seeing the fandom still be alive. So I was kind of just like drawing that because it was like, I guess, in my mind. And I drew this. This is all with just like pen, by the way. Like there was no pencil in the sketchbook. Not even like in the earlier sketchbook, or at least I don't think so, because I think that I like didn't know where a pencil was. But yeah. Oh, and then another thing about the sketchbook was it was originally going to be when I went out to places, and then I would have one that I would keep in my car, and that was like this like notebook that I bought, and I was like, that's kind of dumb, I'm just gonna merge them. So then I started cutting and pasting them in here. Because I was like, why would I not do that actually? Especially because that would have meant that like this sketchbook would have never been completed. Because I don't really go places and draw. I want to eventually, but currently, I don't really want to do that. Um, but I would eventually like to. Just currently, I have a senior dog, so I want to make sure that he's taken care of. Um, but yeah, I drew Garfield up here. I drew some more OCs. I drew this clown. I have like this like alien dog creature. Hold on, I want y'all to see this. Alien dog creature. Just like some random stuff, whatever. Like I really did not care. Because it was very much like a free experience, I guess, like a free game experience, I should say. And then I have Karopi with a gun. And I drew my OC Marmalade because I was trying to figure out what I wanted her outfit to be around this time. I also made like a band AU of my characters from that same story. Because I thought that might give me a lot more motivation to actually like try to make the story. Spoilers, it didn't. But that's okay. Eventually, it will get made. I just yeah, and then I drew my Artsona at the time. This guy's melting. Just like a lot of like doodles. I think that this is a horse coming out of a blueberry. You're just seeing my dark, twisted mind right now. Yeah, just like a lot of like cute characters with like stripy sleeves because that was like the one thing that I really liked drawing outfit wise. I'm trying to like see what else. Oh, I think that's Shadow. Yeah, I think I also started kind of drawing like on the actual pages like after I glued all of them in here. So and I was like trying to like fill everything up, but you know, I kind of ended up like not doing that because I was like I just want to be done with this actually. But I already have a second one and it's like way crazier than this one, but this one was like it has like a lot. Also, I love this snail up here. I love my little Karopis. Again, I draw him so often, at least in this sketchbook. And then I think this is Harvey from Stardew Valley down here. I think I was also drawing some other characters. Oh, thank you so much. Aw. Yeah, I have like a lot of just like doodles in here. Like things that like I would just like throw on there and then that would be it. But yeah, I drew like some fan art here, but it's like I don't know. I feel like I'm not really like good at fan art. I do want to get better, and I'm gonna build my confidence on that. But around this time, I was like, like yeah, this is supposed to be this character, but they don't really like look like them. But also, I really wanted to make this into like a sticker or something. I think that would just be funny. And then I have this guy with like a sword. I think I was like trying to do something with like perspective here. It didn't really work out as well. More of my OC Marmalade. It's just some random characters, random things going on. And then on this page, there's so many more things. I was also kind of like experimenting with like a different cartoony style here. More of my OC Marmalade. Just some random characters. A lemon guy. I have like skeleton and a horse. This like businessman, but his hands kind of look like little briefcases. Just thought that that was cute and fun. This guy kind of looks like Elmo. I have a flaming sword. You know, just like stuff and things. And then, got sick over here. Jeez. Yeah, I have my OC Cherry here, 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 I think. Maybe that one? Something like old guy. I think I was trying to figure out how to draw, like, wrinkles there. I have Marmalade, obviously. Drew her a lot. And then I had, like, this, like, little, like, bug. This, like, little bug thing that I kind of want to start using as, like, a logo. I think that would be cool. Yeah, and then I think this was, like, still part of that same, like, notebook, but they had, like, the dividers. And then this was from the pocket. I kind of wish that I drew something here, but I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I have more Marmalade. Jam? Buddy, is that you? And then I think I was doing some, like, thumbnailing, because I wanted to do more, like, fun digital pieces. So I think I did that there. I never ended up making them, but I was like, that would be fun. I should probably get into doing that. I think I did turn this one into a piece, but I, like, don't remember. Or at least I, like, started to, and then I didn't like the way it was turning out. Lots of just, like, trying to figure out poses, because I was, like, not good at that. Oh, I definitely turned this one into a piece. Here, let me... This one. But I still didn't really like the way it turned out. I have, like, a marching band man over here. I have my Arsona. And all of that. I drew, like, a lot of bugs and bears around this time as well. Oh my god, Ice King! Sorry, I didn't even notice. I also drew a lot of Ice King around this time, because I liked the way that I could draw him. Which is kind of crazy. I have my little character Bug over here. And then I was, like, trying to figure out another OC for a different project. And just trying to figure that out. I think this was also part of that process. But yeah. And then I think this was even more of that, like, trying to figure out something for an OC. Because, like, whenever I would, like, sit in my car for, like, before going to work, and I would, like, wait for me to go in, I would just kind of, like, think about all of my art projects that I wanted to do, and then be like, oh, okay. Well, let me sit down. Ugh, my back hurts. Oh, jeez, okay. But I would, like, sit down and I'd think about all the projects that I want to do, so then I would start doing, like, design stuff. So that's kind of, like, what a good bulk of this can be. And then I also have my OC Dandy here, who's part of that other story. I have, like, so many stories that I want to do, but I haven't gotten that far. But yeah, I also have Dandy here. He's, like, holding a plant. And then I had, like, some other characters for that one. But mostly it's just kind of, like, random character design and random characters. I really liked this idea, though. I really liked the idea of a clown, and then it was, like, the circus tent here. So, I don't know. Pretty cool. I kind of want to go back to this and figure this one out a little bit more. I kind of love doing that. That's why, like, one reason why I love doing doodles and, like, having a book where it's like raw ideas, because then you can, like, look back on it and you can be like, oh, I actually really like this idea. I might expand on that. And yeah, I drew. This was the start of my, like, crack ship of Eggman and Ice King, because I thought that they had very similar vibes. I still feel that way. even though maybe not movie version, but like game version of Eggman and Ice King. They should kiss, I think. And I have more Marmalade here, random character, Marmalade. Um, Duck from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, but for some reason I drew him buff. uh, I have more. Eggman and Ice King. More Eggman because he's pissing on the moon. You know. I drew this. I think this was my first attempt ever at drawing Sonic. First attempt. Kind of crazy. That is not Sonic. I don't know who that is. I drew this like flower over here too. I still kind of like that. I like drawing really loose and like stylized flowers. They are conversing. Marmalade. Random character that kind of reminds me of my fiance. Random girl. You know, like I keep saying, lots of like random characters and character design. Um, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's very whimsical. Because I didn't really know how to draw anything, and I feel like that really gave like a very whimsy vibe to my art style, and I feel like a part of me misses it, but you know. I also have this hand. Look at that. If you've been following my TikTok, you'll know. I've been trying to understand how hands work. Hold on, I gotta fix something. You'll understand that I'm trying to figure out how hands work. They're hard to draw. But I drew a lot of cats and paws, flower buildings, just trying to like get myself to draw. Even more Eggman and Ice King. Because I don't know, like I don't know how to explain that. And then this is a Giraffe reference, enjoy your meal concept. Drew my art Sona at the time. I kind of like redesigned him. Oh my god, more Ice King and Eggman. Oh my goodness, what was wrong with me? Drew a bear and a sweater. Oh, I think that this duck down here is supposed to be Ice King, but he's a duck. Guys, I drew them more. I forgot how much I drew them. Oh my goodness. And then Eggman with the crown, and then that gave me a idea for a comic that I actually drew in a different sketchbook that we've already gone through. Crazy work. Crazy work. I don't know why I drew them so much, actually. More of my art Sona. This guy was silly. I like this guy. And then I drew Karopi with a gun again. Crazy. Yeah. I have this cat. Oh yeah, and then up here I drew kind of like my art Sona, but if he was like also working with Eggman up here. But that was like later. I drew Finn. I drew more Eggman and Ice King. I drew Jake the dog. I don't know why I was like on such an Adventure Time kick. Like I love that show and I love Fiona and Cake. But I really don't know what possessed me to be like so obsessive that I like actually drew them. But yeah, just like some random bodies and bears and just drawing. Just normal drawing. I think this is supposed to be tails, but if you went feral tails. I don't even know why. And then I drew like just some more like furry stuff. And then I drew cars. I love drawing silly little cars. They're so fun. And I drew like more characters. I kind of like this outfit here. and I kind of keep forgetting that I want to do something with that. I think that this was a cherry redesign or something. What else do we have in this book? More furry art. And then I drew like my art Sona in this like crazy art style, and I'm kind of here for it. I kind of really like the way that that looks. And then I drew another girl, and just like so much more, just like random things. I think that this is supposed to be my OC Newt. But yeah, I also drew this clown in that same like big head, big eye style. I really like it. I should do that again. Okay, I'm gonna cover that up actually, because that's kind of crazy. I drew more Sonic up here in this blue. Okay, I think I was doing like a lot more pose work or something, because like this pose is crazy. And then I think that this is supposed to be Red Guy from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. I have my OC Jam, Marmalade here, Marmalade there, Marmalade there. I think I was gonna draw some wings. And then I think that this is supposed to be Ice Queen. And I drew like in my like ugly style here. You can't really see it on camera because it's like really bright. That's okay. I drew some more in like that, like, you know, quote unquote uglier style. I don't know why I called it that. And I drew. I've also been drawing a lot of bats around this time. I don't know what that's about. Some crows, some like little guys. Dandy here. I drew a pig with like a bloody apron. Thought that was fun. What else? I also started getting like into drawing these type of eyes around this time. And just like, I think I also wanted to come up with like sticker designs. So I feel like that's kind of what a lot of this is. Especially this one, where it just says funny bone, and it's like wiggly bones. You know, I have like a snail with a little flower head. Wait, guys, stop, that's so cute. And then I was gonna actually make my art Sona into this guy, but I ultimately didn't. I'm not really sure why. I think that it's just like, I don't know. Like, it's me, but it's not me, you know what I mean? And I drew more cars, because I love drawing funky little cars. And just, like, more, like, animals and stuff. Love this drawing a lot. Even now. This guy's really cute, really silly. And I just have, like, a lot of, like, silly little drawings. I love this robot, too. Look at him. I drew a bed, drew an apple. I don't know what this thing is over here, but I drew that. Drew some buildings, guys. We are moving up. I drew like a sleepy little guy. But yeah, I still really like this very simple, stylized version of my art. But it's like I just want to like also do more. Like I want more. Like I want more detail, I guess. So that's kind of what I'm working towards. But you know. And then I have like this tower with this like shadowy guy peeking out. I drew a lot of these Fresno Nightcrawlers. That's what they're called. And I tried to draw Mothman. Didn't really work, but that's okay. Drawing more old people, and then look, it's my TikTok profile picture. My old art Sona building, you know, just the classics, really. Oh my god, fish in a sweater. I had like a whole, okay, I was gonna make like a series of stickers where it's different fish in different sweaters. I still kind of want to do that. Um, but I haven't done that. But I was gonna have like this whole like I was gonna run ads. Like I was gonna put money into like running ads that were like really silly and goofy. Um, but I didn't do that yet. Maybe I will in the future. I don't know. But then I also really like this doodle. Um, yeah. So I drew more of that little like design. And then I was gonna like have them conversing as well. Some bugs as well. But yeah. And then I did even more little doodles. Um, they're just so random. I don't even know like really how to talk about any of them. I have this one, lady wearing a top hat. Got like a ram skull creature thing. I have cherry. I have marmalade. Furry art. You know, you name it. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. This one, okay, this one might have been like one of my first pages in the sketchbook. And it's pretty bad. The anatomy is bad. Everything about it's pretty bad. But I do like this drawing that I added because I was like, whoa, look at that. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, but you know, that's okay because now we have this to look at. Drew melting candle. I really like this drawing still. Like this is so silly. Drew some plants. Drew more of that like sheepy type deal. Quite a lot actually. Cow. Another like big-headed freak. And more. I think that this was going to be another character that was going to be with Marmalade and Jam. Because I think that the original design that I had for him didn't work. And then I was trying to figure out which one of these I liked. It was like a whole thing. I ended up making them into twins. And it was going to be like a whole thing. He was going to end up either being on like a one-sided thing with Jam or they would get together. That was going to be a whole thing. But this is Jam. I drew some Eggman, Karopi telling me that everything's going to be okay. You know, just like the standard stuff to have in your sketchbook, I guess. And then I have like this like little ant guy, this like rude bug man that I draw a lot when I don't know what else to draw. And then we have Karobi saying, "Girl, not this shit again." I have like the strawberry man. I have like some thumbnails down here from like these like really bright pens that I had. Just like other like doodles around. I drew more Ice King and Eggman because I'm actually crazy and that's fine. And I drew, okay, I kind of really like this drawing. And I wish that I did more of that. Yeah, and then I drew more Marmalade, but like in the Band-Aid. But then I made like a really like sad Marmalade character over here. This one right here. Yeah, so just kind of drawing, doodling, having fun. Drew more of that character that I was like debating on. He was like, you know, he was gonna be part rat. I think that he was really cute. I drew more Cherry. And then I think that this was gonna be another Cherry redesign. And then this was that rat character with Jam, because he was gonna be like taller. And then Jam would be like this like little guy. I drew a train. I drew all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Sometimes I really don't even know where to start with these. Juice box, some kind of country person, some kind of spacey guy, girl, whatever, box head, um, you know, your clown bear here. Just drawing. Just like putting shapes and things together. Oh my god, this is when I started drawing rats! Yeah! I thought that they were so cute. This is like probably my favorite one though. This like little mouse up here. That one's probably my favorite. And that was like after the fact. But for a long time it was definitely this one. And I think that there's definitely more on the next page. And then I drew Kuropi saying, "I won't hesitate, bitch." Pow! Which was a Vine reference. Yeah, and then I have like this like little guy. I just like have so many like little guys. More Eggman, and Ice King, because you already know what I'm gonna say without that. Okay, and then I think that this was around the time when I was like really like happy with my art style, I guess. I mean, not this. I didn't like this. But I really liked this like character that I had. Not really a character, just like a design that I thought would be cool to have, like, you know. I don't know how to explain what I'm thinking in my head, but cool. Some Eggman, stuff like that. Okay. Ugh. Now we get into some kind of spooky territory. So this is whenever I started trying to figure out how I wanted to draw my like vent Sona. And I think I was also trying to figure out what name that I was going to give him. And so originally I was going to go with like, the unsavory, because it was like, about like feelings or whatever. And then I was going to do like this art piece where it was going to be like, us like passing each other. But I kind of developed him in a different way, in a different direction. And then I don't know, like I just like remember that I had like artist free will, so I just kind of like did whatever this is. I was like, who cares? It's fun, it's artsy, But yeah, a lot more doodling with this like blue pen that I definitely don't have anymore. I drew like some shadow. I drew some random character designs, some flowers. Just the standard stuff for me. And then I was gonna make like a Kleenex clown character that was all about sickness. And I think that I did, but then I just like, I don't know, I didn't like the way it turned out. But yeah, then I was like doing more drawing and trying to figure out more character design. What's happening with you, pup? My dog's sneezing. And stuff like that. But then I also drew more Eggman, because he has to be on every page, I guess. I really like the way that this one turned out, and I was going to actually make it into an actual finished digital illustration. Didn't end up doing that. I might go back to it though. I like it a lot. And I also really liked the way that I drew her and this guy, and like these like little guys. This pose I liked. Sorry, I had some coffee, but I don't think it really did much for me. And then this, okay. I remembered that one game where it was like the elephant and like it would blow air and like all of the, oh my god, I just hit y'all, sorry. But it would like shoot up the, butterflies and everything, right? So I was like oh, it's like the circle of life. They go in, they come through the head. Obviously, it doesn't look like this, but that's what I was like. That's what my brain was thinking when I drew it. Um, drew some more bears. Oh, and then I made like a sick version of that, like right here. Um, where he's like, trying to get rid of the butterflies. I thought that was kind of a cute idea. I might have to do something with that. And then I have like more characters they're not really characters. They're kind of just random designs. And then I have Jam. So I have like reoccurring characters in my sketchbooks, but like I haven't really done anything with them. So, but I have Dandy. I think everything else is kind of like just random doodles and just trying to I don't know, have that creative freedom. We have marmalade here, marmalade there, marmalade. And then like a bear girl. She just has like big paws and everything. Which I think is kind of a cute idea. I'm so sorry that I'm yawning. Oh, I still really like this. I was like, this is gonna be what my art style looks like, and I feel like my art style is like different now. But I still really like this, and I really like drawing this bear. I thought that bear was cute. I was like, oh my goodness, my art skills is back. And I have more. I have like this bear too. I really liked, but just drawing more bears and girls and bugs and all that stuff. And then I started playing web fishing around this time, and I was so like addicted to it. I loved it so much. I have my web fishing Sona here. His name is Greg, and then this is my sister's web fishing Sona, and we basically hate each other. Like the lore behind them is like Greg is really old and he like lost his wife to old age, and he's just kind of like a little guy, and then she's like, very rude to everybody, but like still hangs around Greg. But like is constantly like doing all of the like lotteries and all the stuff, like gambling. Really loves gambling. Really loves smoking cigarettes and you know just like some really silly, goofy stuff going on. Yeah. I think that this was gonna be my like the human version of the moon design that I was going for, and then this was gonna be like the sun. I should probably work on that too. Am I going to? Probably not, but I drew more of Greg. I should draw him again as well. And more random characters that I'm not really doing much with. This is one of my characters who I'm completely redoing everything about the story and the characters and everything. But yeah. And then and then I have like I really liked this concept of that moon character, just being like never underestimate the night, or whatever. And then I have Mower of my little dog character, more of my art Sona. This like girl that's like hooked up to like these cubes. I don't know, but it was cool. And then I drew my favorite mug, but like as I guess a cult member. I don't know. And then I was watching a lot of Drawfee Variety Hour. I like binge watched the whole thing. And I was so sad that it ended, even though it ended so long ago. But it was like a lot of fun. And then I drew a lot more of my little dog character, and I figured his like favorite phrase would be bark and good. But he's like a little detective. He's like a little detective, and he loves making coffee and making people feel comfortable. That was kind of like the vibe that I wanted him to have. Um, so yeah. And then I drew. Oh, I forgot that I drew detectives in here. I drew Rose here, here. I'm trying to see if there was like anywhere else. I drew York. I drew Grandma. I did not draw Jancy, which is kind of crazy, but that's okay. This one's Rose, and oh my goodness, what's the in canon version of Sonic, um, which was fun, and then, but yeah, I think like this one was that same character. This one is actually that. These two are like the same person. It's like a whole. It was like gonna be like this whole thing, but I'm like kind of reworking it now. Um, I really like this pink pen. I don't know how it looks to y'all, but it's like a really like nice magenta color. Um, but yeah, I think this is that same character. This might have been that same character. Um, you know. Again, it was like a whole thing. I think this was gonna be the human version of my dog. Not of my dog, but of my dog character. Who I think I just named Mr. Dog. More bears. More bears. Mr. Dog. Um, yeah, just kind of just drawing. I don't know what's going on in this scene, but it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Drew more Bug. Dandy. I really like just this one too. I think that I had drawn something with this beforehand, or maybe this inspired that one, but yeah. More Mr. Dog up here, I think. This one is that same character. I think I named her Naomi, and there's like a whole reason for that. So that's her here, here, here as well, here. I drew in like that like ugly style again, and like the neck is completely off. More Mr. Dog. Random characters, random faces and shapes and things. Yeah, more furry stuff. I drew a hippo. I think this was like around the time when I would make a lot of TikToks about like what I was drawing in here. So I drew a magic lady for people. Because it was gonna be like my daily doodle section, but then TikTok didn't like the fact that I was doing it daily. More fish in a sweater. I like this like little cat guy down here. Yeah, again, just kind of like drawing. I think that I had like like a flower petal in here, and then it like got completely smushed. So yuck. But I liked this concept. So like her core is like see-through. And then I have like a strong lady over here. I was drawing more of my little vent character. And just trying to come up with concepts for like some finished work. Oh man, we're already towards the end. Yeah, and then this was like my art sona and my vent sona. And a dog. Not my dog, but I wish that I drew more of my dog in this style. I think it would have been really cute. That like little like bug. This one's not the rude bug. I'm the nice version of that rude bug. Some bears and things. And then I was planning on starting an art shop this year. Ended up not doing it. Ended up getting too burnt out and too like stressed because my partner was moving in. So yes, but I'm still kind of working on some stuff, but this is probably not going to be exactly what's going on. So, but yeah, that was my on the go / travel sketchbook. I hope that you enjoyed. Where did this come from? It came from in here. I think that was that one, maybe? I don't know. Just close it. We'll figure it out. But thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed already, please do so. It helps me out a lot. And not only that, but I think that live is kind of weird if you have under 1,000 subscribers. I'm trying to reach 1,000 before the end of the year. I don't know if I'll make it. I still have to post a lot more like short form content because that's what people watch nowadays. But yeah, thanks for watching. Next Monday will be my 16th sketchbook, and then I am actively trying to finish my 17th sketchbook so we can do that one. And then we will start doing little draws with me. So, thank you again, and I'll see y'all next Monday, or see you in the next video, depending on how you're watching this. So, how do I... Scary. How do I... What am I doing?